Mario Kart World and the Switch 2 are coming out in less than a week. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Many highs and many lows we have gone through in the lead up to release, but one thing remains unscathed: my overwhelming hype for the first new Mario Kart title in over a decade. So for today, I wanted to go through what I gathered are 5 things I'm really going to love about Mario Kart World and 5 things that I'm possibly going to really hate about it. And before you ask, yes, I know the game isn't out yet, but firstly, this is just for fun. And also, oh, how can you know what you love and hate if you haven't played the game before? I thought of that, so this video won't contain things such as, oh, the wider tracks could make the game boring, the item balancing could throw off the whole thing, the gameplay feels kinda slow. I'm going to try and stick to things that have been fully or mostly confirmed by the trailers we have already seen. Stuff I'm 99% certain that I'll fall in love with or have already fallen in love with, and things that have made me scream into my pillow for help. To make it even more fair, this doubles as a tier list of sorts, with things that are 100% definitive, I love this and I hate this, and things that I'm open to changing my mind on if the circumstances allow. With that being said, let's begin with the first thing that called out to me as soon as I laid my eyes on this magnificent new title: the art design and graphics. From the very first glimpse, I was sold. Now, don't get me wrong, there were plenty of people saying that this game just didn't look different enough, some even thinking that it was just Mario Kart 8 again. But I assure you that those people aren't diagnosed as terminal Mario Kart fans, because as someone addicted to Mario Kart 8, wow, the difference in direction is night and day. Literally, you have a day and night cycle now. The improvement to texture quality and distant detail is very noticeable. Mario Kart 8 is a 2014 Wii U game, and playing it again, you can really tell. The models are archaic when compared to World, the details on the roads are on a whole other level, the foliage is massively improved, everything I loved about Mario Kart has just been given new life. And it's all running at 1440p with full HDR support. The colors are going to pop on any large display. I can't wait to go hunting for all the new details they have surely hidden around every corner of this world. On top of that, there's the art design for the characters themselves, and there's a fervorous debate raging on the internet over if this new cartoony Mario movie inspired aesthetic is better or worse than past traditions of the series, and it does somewhat come down to personal preference, but personally, I love it. I loved it in Mario Wonder, I liked it a lot in the Mario movie, and I'm liking it in Bonanza. Look at the monkey's face. Come on, just look at it. And I absolutely approve of it for Mario Kart World. These characters look fantastic. But because we can't have too many good things in life or else we'd risk ascending into the higher plane of enjoyment, Nintendo brought me right back down to earth when I noticed this. You see that? That's what Sin looks like. The balloon battle mode.
Oh, but RCB, you said you wouldn't talk about the gameplay of something you haven't played.
Timmy, that is precisely the problem. I have played this before. And you know what? I've played something better than this before, so I will not stand for such debauchery. Bring back elimination-based balloon battle. And I cannot believe this. I've analyzed every trailer, I've made every possible cope in my head as to why maybe, just maybe, they're hiding this feature and it will be there the day I boot up this game, but people, I have lost faith. I've seen that Balloon Battle is once again points-based, and with 24 players, they had the opportunity of a lifetime to turn this into an incredible battle royale of sorts in these open-world arenas, and it would have been amazing. But instead, they brought back a shell of the mode's former self. Given the wording Nintendo has chosen to use, it seems like this time around you will in fact be eliminated once your balloons run out, and I'm being optimistic with this because I haven't seen any footage of a balloon battle match with less than 24 players on the minimap, but even if they do get eliminated this time around, the major problems I've had with this mode still remain. It's short timer and points-based win condition. You still win by getting the most points, game can still run out with like 18 people alive, so what's the point? And don't start again with that silly, oh, it wouldn't work online excuse, Nintendo. There is nothing stopping you from establishing a system where if Timmy gets 21st place, he doesn't have to wait until the end of the match to play again. He can just re-queue into another match and have his points loaded in at that moment. Because that's the excuse you've used in the past and it doesn't hold up anymore. Especially when you're probably already doing something similar with Knockout Tour. I used to love Balloon Battle in Mario Kart 64. There's nothing quite like a fight to the very end to see who can survive the longest. And that was with like 4 people. With 24? 24 players? It baffles me how Nintendo didn't see the potential. Battle Royale games continue to be popular to this day for a reason, and they're accessible and played by mostly kids in the case of Fortnite. An elimination mode would have felt right at home in Mario Kart, and it would have been something I loved to grind out online. But as it stands, it will most likely end up exactly how Mario Kart 8's did for me. Mostly ignored, as 90% of my playtime is spent in other more fun and fully featured modes. And it's a shame too. I thought some of these battle stage layouts looked really cool. That 90% of playtime though, oh, I know exactly where that's ending up, and that's right, baby, I am hyped for Knockout Tour! For the same reasons why I loved Old Balloon Battle, I am a sucker for elimination-based modes. From when I was a little goober playing Dragons and Dragon Escape and Mindplex, that's a deep cut reference. If any of you played that, those were peak. Also then playing Infection mode in Forza Horizon 2, and then falling in love with the early days of Fortnite. I am a massive fan of locking in and seeing the numbers tick down one by one until the only thing standing between me and victory are a few other people. I love the feeling of knowing that at any moment, for any mistake, I could be eliminated. So when Nintendo first showed off Knockout Tour, I was ecstatic, jumping with joy, and I still am. This is my #1 mode I want to play in Mario Kart World. More than the open world mode, more than Grand Prix, and a lot more than the battle mode. This is what I'm talking about. 12 players is just enough to make a race feel super competitive, but 24 players is the perfect amount to start playing with elimination. The variables for every match have essentially doubled. There can be 48 items at play at the same time. Anyone could pull off the play of their lives at any moment. If executed well, this could be a major, long-lasting mode inside of Mario Kart World. And it better be, because for the next thing I hated, where are all the modes? Like, we have Grand Prix, Knockout Tour, Free Roam, Balloon Battle, and Coin Runners. 5 major game modes. We have the confirmation of 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. 3 major speed settings. In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we had 5 battle modes on top of the Grand Prix and ended the game with 96 tracks as well as 200cc and the mirror mode. To be clear, this is only a partial hate because I expect 200cc to be present at some point, and I understand why mirroring an entire world is probably not feasible. And I see that Knockout Tour is also a major new addition, but at the same time though, would it really have been that hard to include a couple extra battle modes? 2 feels almost insulting, and having Free Roam, a mode where the traditional action-packed Mario Kart gameplay makes way for slower, more methodical world exploration, broken up by small challenges, is a nice change of pace, but due to its very nature, that is not a mode that people will be playing much at all after they're done with the P-Switch challenges. That leaves essentially 4 modes to be played online long-term. I'm sure that so many people had their favorites left out because of this. I knew people who were super excited by the prospect of Renegade Roundup with larger teams and maps, or a Shine Thief round that takes place on an open world circuit, making for great possibilities in terms of escapes when paired with the new tricks included, and all of those were left out. That's a shame. But then again, this is only a partial hate because I expect what is there to be really good, and also they might still be hiding some new additions like this reversed track mode that people have been speculating on. It might work as a good replacement for mirror mode. As long as the modes that are here at launch are well polished and fun, we should be fine for the first couple of years, but if Nintendo is to start charging $80 a pop for these things and expects us to play them deep into the console's lifecycle, a couple more modes seems like it should have been a no-brainer. It is also a no-brainer that if you've watched this far, you should subscribe and ring the little bell to see more. It helps out a ton and you don't want to miss all the Switch 2 content coming soon. Thank you! It's alright though, because even if there's not too many game modes on release, Nintendo has compensated elsewhere. The character selection for Mario Kart World is amazing. Again, I feel super lucky with the direction that Nintendo decided to take the franchise, because prior to its reveal, people were talking about the concept of a Nintendo Kart of sorts, the kind of the Smash Brothers of Mario Kart, and I believe that too. It felt like it was a logical step after Mario Kart 8 and its introduction of different franchises. I was never a big fan of the idea. I'm sorry, I'm a Mario Kart purist, you see. I think having every game be an endless collab can ruin the effectiveness of said collaborations. It can lessen the impact of when something really cool does happen. Smash Bros reveals wouldn't be the big deal that they are if Mario Kart was doing the same thing. I like that not every game needs to try and become an amalgamation that appeals to every possible person, because then, well, it runs the risk of appealing to nobody. Not every game can be built with integrating multiple worlds in mind. It's just not possible. So I'm very content with the fact that for Mario Kart World, they decided that character costumes and Mario enemies were the way to go. Not only will these provide great rewards for exploring the open world and playing races, but they will help every player feel unique in a game that has 24 of them per race. Some of these outfits look stunning. I love Luigi's gondolier outfit, Peach's touring outfit, they made Wario look like a bee, this Aurora outfit for Rosalina looks so pretty much everything they put on Bowser looks awesome, Toadette that soft server outfit is so cute. They made Wario look like a bee, and Yoshi has a cute little top hat, and so does King Boo, and I'm biased towards those. And they also gave the Koopa these fly-looking glasses, and they made Wario look like a bee. This is a definitive love for Mario Kart World. There is no caveat, there is no possible way they could turn this feature around and make it frustrating by, I don't know, arbitrarily separating the characters into different tiers and making it so that some of them get tens of costumes while others get none at all, and damn it! So, not all characters are getting outfits. Some are getting 10, while others get none at all. Personally, I think that's stupid. I understand Mario and friends having more costumes than something like Cow or Wiggler, but dividing these characters into tiers of the real ones and NPC drivers means that some prior mainstays like Dry Bones now get nothing. No alternate costumes for you. And given the fact that they went as far as to separate them into these categories, it feels like they're never going to get costumes at all, which stinks. Characters like Pianta, Dry Bones, Cow, Nabbit, Hammerbro, Wiggler, Spike, they could have all easily be given outfits. They have proportions that would allow for some fun designs. And even characters like Cataquack, Snowman, Coin Coffer, Penguin, and Peepa could have conceivably sported a hat, or some glasses or alternate colors, but now we're being given the indication that these guys aren't good enough to warrant alternate versions at all. In the future, when new Mario Kart World characters will most likely start being announced and added into the game, we'll start seeing a situation similar to Echo Fighters in Smash. Hyped that these characters made it into the game, like, yeah, we're happy, but they're being treated as a lesser. They're not good enough to get the full character treatment, so they become an Echo or an NPC driver. I am saddened by this, there's no way around it. I love my little guy Cataquack, and I'm so happy that he made it into the game, but now I'm a little bit disappointed because I know that I won't be unlocking him normally. I'll just get him randomly when somebody uses a Kamek, and I will be happy, but deep down I'll know what they took from us. But I'll be too busy jamming out to the over 200 tracks available to care all too much because Mario Kart World is introducing a Jukebox. You'll be able to listen to hundreds of remixes from all across the Mario franchise as well as brand new tracks with ramped up live instrument recordings. This is something that I believe could end up going unnoticed by the majority of people, but trust me, this is a big deal. Some of the snippets from these songs that we were given by Nintendo on Nintendo Today are out of this world. Listen to this a little bit. This is Nintendo's first true open-world game that will feature constant background music. The Zelda games had ambiance at the forefront of their experiences, with sounds of nature and quaint piano melodies in the background. It worked perfectly well for what those titles were. But for something like Mario Kart, a game that requires constant music, I was scared that they were about to drop the ball when it came to transferring this format into an open world. I am so happy that they did not. I can't wait to listen to every single one of these songs available in the game and pick out my favorites. Maybe make a best remixes tier list at some point? That could be fun. They killed them all. I'm talking about the Miis, and I know it might be a little bit contradictory to say, oh, I'm not really a big fan of the Nintendo Kart approach, but also, I love Miis and Mario Kart, but I feel like Miis aren't a Nintendo franchise in the typical sense. They kind of occupy a different space in my Nintendo headcanon. They're more so a part of the console's identity itself, and less so a game's franchise. Miis bring with themselves a certain charm, a certain vibe to the games they're in that just can't be replicated in their absence. And I'm not even talking about them as playable characters necessarily, but just as avatars you can use to express yourself in-game. I always had fun in Mario Kart 8 looking at everyone's unique Mii in the lobby while waiting on my next race. They bring a level of customizability and uniqueness to each player that a character choice simply cannot compete with, even when paired with new outfits to pick from. It's not that big of a deal that they're gone, it's a minor hate for sure, but it still does make me a bit disappointed. I'm scared that Miis have been slowly losing their relevance. I loved when they were utilized in titles like Mario Maker 2 as avatars, and I hope that the Mii brand doesn't end up relegated to Mii-specific games like Miitopia or Tomodachi Life. Finally, we've made it to our last point. Yes, that's right, you didn't count wrong. This is the last thing, and it's something I'm deeply torn with, so it is both something I love and hate. And it's perhaps the biggest change of them all. I am talking about free roam mode with the little missions and collectibles that lie within. This feature has provided me with a roller coaster of emotions. When it was first announced, my brain was bursting, just thinking of the possibilities that this new form could bring. A single player campaign in the style of Forza Horizon, an expanded mission mode like Mario Kart DS, boss fights to be found, unlockables to unlock, the possibilities truly seemed endless. But then the Mario Kart World Direct happened, and we were all waiting for that big moment, that large announcement of what would expand the Mario Kart franchise even more and quote-unquote justify that $80 price tag. We got nothing. All we saw was the confirmation that little missions would be spread around the open world. No big reveal as to what those would look like or how big they'd be or how many types to expect. Nothing. And I get it, Nintendo, you don't want to spoil your brand new game. You want people to find these things out for themselves as they play. You're no stranger to hiding massive new additions from your games, Nintendo. The entire depths area remained a mystery to me until I found it on my own, and that provided me with one of my favorite moments I had while playing Tears of the Kingdom. But given the current context and hype surrounding this release, that direct only served to make me skeptical of the game's big new feature, I'm sorry. However, as time went on, Nintendo did start sharing some breadcrumbs of information, and suddenly, we start seeing genuinely cool P-Switch missions that look unique to each region and varied in gameplay. That has done a lot to resuscitate my excitement. But I'm still a bit torn. To make an open world worth exploring, it needs engaging gameplay. Breath of the Wild wouldn't have been the same if all you could find in the world were Koroks. I need that confidence that these panels and P-switches and whatever else that still remains hidden aren't in fact all Koroks, but something more. Nintendo's been slowly inching me towards the direction of yes, this will be a big deal and it will be amazing, but I'm not there yet. For this one, I don't think I can know before getting my hands on the game. But I still wanted to include it here because while it's not fully a make it or break it, it is most certainly the single largest edition Mario Kart has ever seen. So for now, it stays right here at the middle. And fingers crossed that all of these will be moving up and not down when the game comes out. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the first channel patron for contributing. That's right, the channel has a Patreon now, and you should totally check it out in this little thingy up here or in the description below. The perks include cats and exclusive content if you're wondering, and it will help me out immensely keeping up this schedule and bumping out videos as frequently as I do. Make sure to leave a comment as well telling me what do you think about Mario Kart World, and is there something you're worried about? Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye!